So here we go with it. I'm trying to determine whether or not to use little wooden pieces. Ugh. Wooden pieces. I'm charging my camera right now, so I'm sort of attached to the wall. That's like a 1-inch cube piece there, and that's just a 1/2-inch piece. I like the colors more, you know, green, orange. I think it's probably, I don't know, blue. My lighting in my apartment's really bad, but there's a green one. My other option is to use 3/4 of an inch diameter magnets and just spray paint them. That one was red, or is red, but that's also only a 1/2 inch, so it's pretty small, and they do sort of get swallowed up in the whole map. There's one, you know, there's a little guy. I think that's, is that green? Yeah, the colors don't pop as much. It's about the same amount of money to just buy the wood for the cubes, and it's not that difficult to make them. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and make 600 game pieces out of the wooden pieces, because I really like the colors, and I like the extra dimension they give to the game. So I'm just using magnetic tape and balsa wood right there. Actually, it's pretty easy. Just I've got a bunch of them stacked up, and I'm just gonna cut them on my table saw. So and then I think I'll probably just spray paint them. Right now I only just painted using just some of these paint things, basically just the top, just to give a look at it. So, but I like the solid color like this one has on all 5 visible sides. So I think that's what I'll do, but I'll just spray paint them because I think that'll be quicker. Okay, right now I'm going to start cutting some more of these pieces. I've already cut about, I don't know, 30 this size that I've already put with the magnetic backing, and it works really well. So that's what I'm just going to do this for the rest. I'm going to make the 10 unit pieces about 2 inches wide as opposed to these, which are about 1 inch wide. And I have this little piece of thick, heavy paper cardstock just to make sure the pieces don't fall down in the table saw. So I'm going to make, I don't know, I was thinking like making 6 or 7 of the 10 unit pieces for each color. So I just did a real quick cut. It only took me maybe 10 minutes. I've got 100 pieces there for my last piece of wood, and I think I have 48 of these 2-inch pieces, which count as 10. I might actually end up doing a 5 unit piece, I'm not sure. But now I'm going to cut that. It's a 3x4x36 inch piece of balsa wood. So I ended up with 7 planks instead of 8, because I guess I made this, I don't know, like a 32nd of an inch, maybe larger, thicker, wider than those. So I came up with one that was sort of gimpy. So hopefully I'll still have enough. And I just have to cut these down in size. I just taped up 2 oven pan things, so I think the metal, I'm gonna put the pieces on the tape and then put them on here and then spray them. If I can get, you know, 80 across the 2 of them, I should be hopefully good to go. Here we are now. I've got a bunch of green going. I have all the red going. I really want to get done with this today, but it's about 4:15. Okay, here I was able to paint up the red, and it looks like sort of chicken pox, and the green. What I have encountered so far is that because the tape comes in a roll, it's a very tightly wound roll, the pieces, a lot of them have like this curve. You can see, so what I'm going to have to do is sort of go piece by piece and just see which ones, like this is probably a piece of tape that came from the very end. So it was on the inner amount of the curve, so the curve was really tight. So I'm probably just going to end up and just stick some like hot glue in there and then clamp it, or just press it for 30 seconds, and then it should be fine. But that's preventing, I mean, they still stick. I didn't really mean that to happen. They stick if you push it and you sort of wait a little bit, but it can be better. But so far it's, you know, it's, I don't know, I think I have, I did up 5 of the 10 unit armies, and then I think, I don't remember, 90, I guess, of the 1 units. So I'll do some test runs once I have everything, all of them in and done, just to see where, if I need more pieces, or I honestly do think a 5 unit piece might be really helpful, but we'll see. So I'm done with all of the pieces. They're, you know, a 1/2 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch, and those are my 10s. I have horrible lighting in my apartment, so I have that light on, so it makes the shadows more prevalent. But those are my greens, and the blues, and all the yellows. And those are reds, although they really look pink in my camera. They're red and orange. I have in purple. I have 90 of the 1 units and only 5 of the 10 units. So really in all it's 140. I still have plenty of extra pieces, and I can always get more magnetic tape. I ended up using a hot glue gun because the tape, it's in a really tight roll. It ended up curling on the first 2 colors, which I think were the red and the green. So I ended up tearing off the tape and then just re-sticking it, but using hot glue. And then for all of the rest, I just started off with the hot glue. But I also had unrolled it first and just laid it up against on my refrigerator, all the remaining strips, so that allowed it to sort of normalize a little bit. So now all I have to do, I'm going to make some cards. Someone suggested I just use the regular cards, but if I wanted to do that, I could just use the regular game. Fool. And then I'm going to make my own dice too, because I figure I want to have some big dice, because I have a big game, and you don't have to squint and see it. So I'm gonna try and do that, and then maybe someday I'll actually play it.